Hello and welcome to the episode 3 of Sit, Sip and Share with Yes and Oz, and we are celebrating mobility and cultural exchange during Erasmus days across the globe. And today we have with us two guests, Lukas and then we have Frida, who are doing their exchange in Norway. Before we start, the first thing first that we say, what's your favorite cozy beverage during like a chilly autumn in Norway?
You can start.
I gotta say hot chocolate.
And what is your favorite beverage?
For me, it's like a classic coffee.
Classic coffee.
Yeah.
We have many options today. So we have different kinds of tea. You can see we have cappuccino, and then we have a hot chocolate as well. And then there's an
Norwegian
option.
one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will try it.
All right. Now that we have our favorite beverages ready, and we all decided to come on a common ground to enjoy the hot chocolate. And we can move on to our next section, getting to know our guests. So for Lukas, could you share a bit about yourself, like your passion for nature, and what specific experience in Norway have you reinforced this passion to have an exchange here at NMBU?
Okay, so I will start with like the basic information about me. I'm from Slovakia, from Bratislava city, which is like the capital city of my country.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm studying in Czech Republic in Brno, which is like the second largest city in Czech. And what made me to study here is probably the nature and culture and people here in Norway. I was here last year on a road trip with my friends. So yeah, and I like this experience a lot, and I decided during the trip that I wanna try to live in Norway for a longer time than only 2 weeks.
True.
So I'm glad I achieved my goal. And yeah, why Norway? Nature and all of this stuff. It's like
Wonderful.
really nice to being here.
So 2 weeks led to a 6 months of exchange.
Yeah.
Amazing. And moving on to Frida, if you can just introduce yourself and then maybe talk about with your dual background, how has growing up both in Norway and America has influenced your perspective on international experience?
So I'm from I'm from Washington State on the west coast of the United States. I grew up predominantly in the United States and then would come here to visit my mom's family periodically. And then the longest stint I've ever done in Norway was about almost 10 years ago for a whole year.
Okay.
And then since then, I've wanted to be able to kind of connect more with my mom's culture, which is why I decided to take a master's here. And I feel very privileged to have had multicultural, or like have parents from 2 different countries. I think it's been only a benefit to kind of just see
That's right.
more. So I think it's just a great opportunity to like, interact with more people by coming to the school.
And the next section we have is how the journey begins. And for Lukas, since you have traveled into Norway like a year before, you started your exchange semester. So what inspired your initial trip? And then how did it prepare you for your studies at NMBU?
I mean, like my preparation wasn't like very special.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was like some administrative things and like a lot of packing. I didn't know, like, firstly, what should I pack here for the winter, because like we are in Norway, in Scandinavian countries, so you're expecting that there will be like pretty cold weather.
True.
So it was a bit funny to pack like everything in 2 bags, but it was successfully done.
Nice.
And yeah, my preparation like wasn't that special. I mean,
Okay.
how I decided, I did the things done, and I came here. It was like a simple process.
Nice. And Frida, for you, can you tell us about your decision to study in Norway was inspired since your mom was initially from Norway, but then after completing your bachelor's in the US, how is this international transition been for you?
Mm. So since I didn't come straight from my bachelor's here,
Mm-hmm.
I worked for 4 years and kind of got to test out a lot of different things I could pursue,
Mm-hmm.
and then that kind of informed me of what type of programs I should look for. And at NMBU ecology, it just seemed like it had a really wide application, and I am someone who likes to try different things out, so that was really up my alley.
I hope we have added the right amount of hot chocolate. It's not too less or too much. Okay, moving on to our next section. So Lukas, being from Slovakia, what aspects of Slovakian culture do you find most important to share with your international friends here at NMBU? Do you have something special in Slovakia that you don't find it here in Norway and then you want to share?
Hospitality is the first thing I would say. It's quite different here from what I see so far.
Okay.
I mean, the Norwegians are really nice people. They are really shy, which is quite opposite.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in my country, we love socializing, talking, making new friends and experiencing the new things. And people here are just more closed until some moment you break the ice and they start to care about you. But this is the whole different country. So
I mean, it's just not the weather which is cold in Norway.
Yeah.
We have people that are way colder than the weather sometimes.
yeah, but I mean, it's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna sound like I'm
Criticizing, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I like that. It's a whole different experience. So I'm trying to be the one who's talk a lot as my people in my country. So I wanna have part of my culture here, and I wanna to other people feel what my country looks like, let's say. So yeah, I mean, this is the whole different experience from
True.
For example, I had a last year. I mean, on the road trip we didn't met a lot of people on our way, but a few people we met, they were pretty helpful. They were really nice. Now when I came, I was oh my god, I didn't know that they're so shy.
Nice. Alright, and Frida, for you, as someone with, I hope that you are fluent in Norwegian, but maybe, as you mentioned before, it's just pronunciation sometimes that you struggle with. But being fluent in both Norwegian and American languages, in English, so how do you celebrate and cherish the diversity of your cultural heritage?
Oh gosh, that's a big question. Growing up, or
Yeah, growing up.
so we ate a lot of traditional Norwegian foods. I was Christmas, had all the traditional Norwegian foods.
Do you know the names of the dishes?
We had ribbe. Sometimes we have pinnekjøtt.
In America?
Yeah, and but where I come from a place that has a lot of Scandinavian immigrants.
Okay.
Back in the day, and then still
Okay.
there's a strong presence there. So because of that, there was a Scandinavian food store. And there's actually the largest celebration of 17th of May outside of Norway, I'm pretty sure, is in my hometown. So
Wow.
it's a very Americanized form of a celebration, but it is there.
I'm curious to know that because 17th of May celebration in Norway is very huge.
Mm-hmm.
And then it is very traditional and people wear these traditional dresses called bunad. So do they also wear the bunads in America? The people who have immigrated?
The ones who have immigrated, yes. Or if it's been passed down.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom has hers.
Bunad.
Yeah. but at like our 17th of May parade, it'll be like people who have either inherited their brunots and then they'll wear them, or if it's like a couple generations down, you might not have one. You might have like a sweater or something instead.
Okay, nice. All right, moving on to our next section, which is. So, Lucas, did you find any similarities between Slovakian and Norwegian language?
Not at all. These two languages are completely different. I mean, we are like Slavics, and like I didn't see like one word that would be at least a bit similar to ours. Nothing.
Completely different. So
But from what I see,
Mm-hmm.
the Norwegian language is like pretty close to German.
Yes.
At least in my opinion, because I've learned German for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
I see some similarities. So to German, yes. To Slovak language, no.
Have you picked up like any phrases from Norwegian language and then you try to speak to your
Yeah,
Norwegian friends?
I mean, it was like hyggelik and something like nice to meet you, or this one is pretty hard for me.
Do you want to help him? I think.
Så hyggelig. Ja.
Just like that.
Det var hyggelig att träffa dig.
Yeah, this one. But I cannot say it like properly. Can you repeat it one more time, please? Slowly.
Det var hyggelig att träffa dig.
Hyggelig att träffa dig.
Nice.
Just like that. Okay, thank you. So
And I break it like in a different way. I normally say it hyggelig å møte deg.
Yeah, I'm like also totally possible that you have the correct grammar, because I'll a lot of times do English grammar into Norwegian.
Okay, and that's very different.
I mean, people usually understand what I'm saying. It's
Okay.
just like I might have the wrong order of words.
There is a very famous meme that if you learn Norwegian grammatically correct, then no one will understand you in Norway.
like from the Norwegian language, there are simple words
Mhm.
I like a lot. It's just tak.
Yes.
Thank you, and yeah.
That's true. All right, moving on to our next section. So every episode we do this, like if you have to invite like any famous celebrity from the history, who you would like to like invite on the couch, and what would you ask them?
Wow, that's a difficult question.
You
I
wanna take
need
that one
to
first?
think a bit. You have someone?
Oh God.
Like
Maybe
anyone-
like Janis Joplin or like Johnny Cash, like some like just musicians from back in the day. I think would be pretty cool.
Nice.
I don't want to hear their philosophy on life because they had like different outlook than what I'd
True.
say I have, and I think it'd just be interesting.
Nice. And are you gonna go with the same one, or do you have someone else to invite?
I'm trying to find someone. It's
You gotta think fast.
yeah, it's very
You don't
hard.
have
They
it.
didn't expect something like this. But let's say like someone from history. Let's say, for example, I don't know, Winston Churchill is like,
He was the British Prime Minister
Yeah.
during World War II.
yeah, he was like
Okay.
quite smart, because like in the situation when
Mhm.
he became a prime minister in Great Britain, it was like really bad, and he was able to be part of winners in the end. So it was like wow.
Okay, nice. Oh.
Off track with your
Hmm?
degree or what you're kind of like studying.
Hmm?
That tracks with what you're studying.
Yeah, a bit, a bit, yeah. But I mean, we are not like learning about war and this stuff. We are like more learning about the conflicts nowadays.
Mhm.
So it's a bit different, but yeah, it's also like part of my study.
Interesting. Nice. And moving on to our next section, which is dreamy destinations. And Lucas, as you mentioned that you are from Slovakia, is there any place in Slovakia that you would recommend to someone who is traveling there?
Of course. I mean, Slovakia is a very small country. We are in the heart of Europe, and we have quite a lot of things we can offer to like tourists and people like abroad. And one of the things is, for example, our capital city, Bratislava. It's not a big city for tourists. It takes only 2-3 days to see that all. It is pretty cozy, pretty nice, pretty clean, but there is a lot of tourists, especially in summer season. And we have there like UFO bridge, like the aliens and this stuff. So we have like this kind of bridge in the capital city, and then Bratislava Castle, and also like the Devín Castle. These things are pretty famous. But also we have on the other side of my country there are mountains, Tatras. They are like really famous, like for us and the countries around us, and they offer you a very nice hikes, beautiful views, and amazing experience. So I would say these two things. It's funny because like Bratislava is on the western part and Tatras are on the eastern part. And let's say in the middle we have quite a lot national parks, so there is also very nice nature, for sure worth to visit. So we have a lot of things to provide, and also like the villages here are really nice, and for so many people it can be like an amazing experience because when you ask people like about Slovakia, what can they tell you? Nothing. They don't know much about this country, so I would say this is a bonus for us. So we can like surprise them even more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And Frida, as you have lived both in US and Norway for some period of time, what's your dream travel destination that combines the best of both worlds for you?
Oh.
I'm so sorry that we have some difficult questions for you.
Like what place I'd want to go?
Yeah. It could be Norway or outside Norway.
I've always wanted to go to the Faroe Islands. Thought that would be pretty cool.
Nice. And then have you thought about your travel plan for it, or is it something in the future?
That's in the future. For now, I think it'd be cool to, since we're so close to Oslo, to like be able to use that as a jumping off point to like be able to explore more of Europe. I haven't really had a chance to do that before. It's a little expensive coming from the States to get all the way over here, so might as well take advantage of it while I'm out here.
Nice. And next we have our favorite section. It's called Sip, Sit and Share Favorite. And Lukas, do you have a favorite Slovakian dish or a beverage that you miss and try to recreate here in Norway?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a beverage. I mean, our beverages are not that famous. So nothing from beverage, but a dish, yes, we have one dish. It doesn't have translate. So in my language it's called brinzové halušky. And this one is like pretty famous from my country. It's made from brinza, which is some kind of sauce. It comes from like milk, and I cannot like explain how it tastes because it's like very different, and it's not like delicious. It's different, but it's good. It is good. Yeah, and then.
How do you eat it with, this sauce? Is it for some special food that you use this sauce on?
Like special food, we use the sauce. Like,
Yeah, do you put this sauce on pasta?
it's some kind of pasta. Yeah, it's not like exactly like the pasta what you like imagine, like the Italian pasta and these things. It's like more like dumplings,
Okay.
let's say. And yeah, there is also like the bacon on the top of the meal. So there is like, for example, one portion is not that big, and you like when you see it, like, oh my god, I will be like so hungry after I eat that. But after like eating that, you will end like so full. So it's kind of
very
funny, but
fulfilling.
it's really good. It's really good.
I feel like that you're missing this dish a lot.
Yeah, and it's very hard to make it here, or like almost, not almost, it's impossible here because you need brinza, as I said, and you cannot find it like anywhere else in the world, only in our country. So we can proudly say this is like our national food, and
Okay, it's a national food. Amazing.
yeah.
Nice. And Frida, do you have any unique fusion recipe or dish that represents your background? Or what do you make yourself here as like your favorite meal?
Oh, here?
Mm-hmm.
I like making a lot of tomato soup, and I'll do the packets that you can buy at the grocery store, and then I combine that with like a box of tomatoes, some tomato paste, saute some onions, a lot of spices, and then puree that, and that's pretty good.
And
But-
spices, you don't mean just salt and pepper, right?
No,
Okay. Spices.
that's half my food calorie is spices. So
Interesting. Nice. Because I normally get this confusion when people talk about spices, and I get interested. I'm like, oh, what kind of spices are you using? And then they end up saying, just salt and pepper. I'm like, okay. Then let's exclude spices from salt and pepper. Nice. We can move to our second last section. So, if you could send a message to all the students considering international experience, what advice or encouragement would you offer them?
For me, it is like my sentence, and it's like when you have an opportunity, just took it. Life is too short. We need to enjoy every day, and yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of the new things. So yeah, this is like my advice.
Nice. And then what would it be for you, Frida?
probably pretty similar. Like, why not? Like, if you can do it, just go for it. Like, I don't think you're ever gonna regret, like, choosing to go and try and study somewhere else. Like, why not? You can always go back home. It's always an option. So.
Nice. So if you see an opportunity, go for it.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, nice. I love it. All right. Thank you so much, Lukas and Frida, for sharing your incredible stories. And as a wrap up, before we say a goodbye to all our viewers, we have our gift from ESN that we give to our special guests. So this will help you for the Norwegian winter coming soon. ESN merchandise beanies with NMBU and ESN logo. One for you.
Tusen takk.
Thank you so much.
Bare hyggelig.
It's very nice.
Nice. Thank you.